Okay, so on this little video I'm just going to do a little video on the fuel filter on the Focus ST tdci. I've had a few people asking how you do it, and we're just going to do a little video. Right, let's get some zoomage in. There we go, that's the top housing. Just try and get this a bit better. There we go, that should do. So we've got 8mm there, 8mm on that. There we go. That is a bit on the hot side. Right, so we've got a plug here. Gonna whip that fellow off. Just tuck that down there. Let's just see how the camera's looking. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we need to take these two hoses off, just to help get a bit of wiggle room. I've got a little quarter drive 8mm, and we are that 8mm down there. We're going to slacken that off along with the other two. This is just going to give the fuel filter housing a little bit of movement. Like so. That's just going to aid in getting these two pipes off. Just going to lift that up, push that down. They can be a little tight. There we go, that's that one. And then we've got this one here, which can be a little bit more tricky. There we go, that's slackened off a bit. I'm just going to pop a bit of pulley roll under here. So I'm just going to pop that way a little bit. And this one is a little bit more tricky because you don't have quite as much room. There we go. And then we need 24mm socket. Just nice and gently. Sometimes these can be really tight. There we go. Just see how that's looking there. And then just got to a little bit more of a spin round. There we go. Just gonna dump that into a modified receptacle. We're just going to give that a little bit of a wiggle. There we go. We're going to have a look at them in the garage in a minute. And then what I'm going to do is move that out of the way. this out. If we can pop this fellow off here. We've got a little sensor plug here that we need to get off. Let's just see if we can get this out of here without spilling all the diesel. Let's just see if we can squeeze that in a little bit. Yeah, I forgot this valve was on here. There we go. That's the fuel filter housing out. We're going to have a look at that in the garage. Let's pause the video. Okay, so we are now in the workshop. We've got the few bits and we're just going to have a little look. That's still pretty clean. This has done 5,000 miles on this filter and it's only been run on V-power diesel. So that's what it looks like from 5,000 miles. And then we're just going to have a little look inside there. You can see a few flakes of crap inside there. So we're going to be dumping all of that out. Pop that there. Stick that up there, and then we're just going to dump that out. And then I'm just going to give these a bit of a cleaning up with some brake cleaner, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so after a little clean out of the housing, we were just having a little look at the bits of muck that came out. Now, I've been going through with a magnet and none of them appear to be magnetic, at least anyway. They don't look to be metal particles, but that's just bits of crap that was in there. So let's just move that out of the way. And that's a Bosch filter that I said has done about 5,000 miles. Now, there are a few designs of fuel filter. So, here we go. That's what a brand new Bosch looks like. So, that's the colour after 5,000 miles on V-power diesel. Just got to put this Bosch one back in there. So, this type of fuel filter locates into the bottom of the housing, which is this part here. Now, this is where the water trap goes on this design, and then it seals up on this end, apparently, but we'll get to that. So this is a MANN filter. There you go, that's the part number. Now you'll see this one doesn't have a locator on the bottom. Now, apparently there's been a couple of reasons for that. If these aren't changed on a regular basis, they can start to deteriorate, they get stuck in, and then the filter comes out in pieces. That's one theory why some manufacturers did away with this. There are 3 versions of the MANN filter. You've got a version 1, which is identical to the Bosch and Ford's original one. You've got another one that looks like this, but it's got a plastic housing around the outside. That's version 2, and this is version 3. So this one was designed and came out in 2022. Version 2, if I remember, was 2020 to 2022, and version 1 was 2017 to 2020. So, tell you what, let's get the clean Bosch out. So this one plonks in like so, quite a tight fit, and then your fuel filter top, which I've left outside to dry. Obviously there is the pickup that goes to the high pressure pump, and obviously that sits in that hole there. Let's just get this fella out. So this one just sort of, it's got a fairly nice tight fit, so it does fit in quite snugly like so, and then locates into the bottom there. And then the MANN filter actually has a rubber gasket, and it just locates on to that. I need to put a bit of diesel on it to get it to sit, and that just sits onto there like so. So if your filter doesn't have this part on it, it's obviously a later design and doesn't locate into the bottom of the housing. So there we go, that's pretty much the two different types that I've got here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove the MANN filter in just to see what that's like after 5,000 miles. If I have any issues with it, I'll be sticking the Bosch back in it. So I'm going to get this lot put back together and we'll go back to the car in a sec. Okay, so we're back at the car. I've got the new seal and the MANN filter is installed in the cap. It is quite a tight fit, so you do need to lubricate the seal and just gently work it on. And then we are going to pop the housing back in here. Pop this little blank wire. I'm just going to gently wind these in. Just still want that to be a little loose. And then I've stuck some diesel around the seal as well. Now we're sticking this all back together with no diesel in it at all. And we just need to make sure that we're clearing all of these pipes. There we go. Let's grab the 24. And we're just going to go nice and slow. Don't need to go too crazy with it, won't be forcing stuff. There we go, and it just stops. Once it stops, that's it, it's done. There's no need to force it. So, and then we're going to get this one on. This is the difficult one because it's quite a solid pipe. There's not a lot of flex in it. And then you just need to, there we go. And then push a little bit in. That's on. Having this bit of wiggle room makes this process so much easier. And then we're just going to pop this one on. I think that's in now. Nope. There we go, nice little click. Pop the button down. And then we're going to just get that plug. Pop that on, push that fellow in. And now we need to get the little 3/8 on the wobbly down onto that back 8mm. Give that a nipping up. There we go. There's just going to give it a little blast in a brake cleaner. It should dry up in a minute. So we get a little bit of compressor, the tyre compressor. There we go. Right, and then I was going to grab the keys. I'm just going to put the ignition on to prime it up. Going to let the end tank lift pump prime the filter up, and then it should start up without any issues. Just looking some leaks, see if it's all sealed. And then all we need to do is pop this plate back on. And then the engine cover. And there we go, that's one fuel filter cleaned, changed and discussed.